This is listener-powered radio KEXP on the dial here in Seattle at 90.3 FM and in the Bay Area at 92.7, and always streaming all around the globe at KEXP.org and on our mobile apps. KEXP is a non-profit radio station, and all of these killer live on KEXP sessions are made possible in part from support from people just like you. If you love watching and listening to these sessions, you can make a donation today at KEXP.org. I am your host, Kennedy, and I'm so stoked to be here in the live room with Girl and Girl. Thanks so much for being here, y'all.
Thank you for having us.
Well, if you're ready, we would love to hear some music.
Fantastic.
Awesome. It's Girl and Girl live on KEXP.
Our story begins in the east wing of the Wesley Hospital. It's our young hero's local emergency center. And it's here where the boy finds himself, in a coma on the couch of room 6B. Not long before a doctor walks in. He's tall and he's blonde and he's gorgeous. Hello, son, says the doctor. I have your charts here and it appears you're absolutely okay. You should call a doctor. You should call a doctor now. What began as a mumble worked itself into words. Oh, you should call a doctor. You should call a doctor now. Can you hear me, boy? I said you're good to go. You should call a doctor. You should call a doctor now. The words had morphed themselves into some kind of real-life musical number. You should call a doctor. You should call a doctor now. Hello, son. This is your doctor speaking. And I know you haven't been feeling so great, and that's terrible. But I feel you're choosing not to accept my news of good health because you feel that if you are in fact unwell, then you never truly have to apply yourself to anything in life. And by those means, you can never truly be held accountable. You're living this watered-down version of yourself because of this deep inner fear of any kind of public humiliation or getting something wrong, you know. You've chosen the path of least resistance. And in doing so, you're missing out on a whole lot. And I also think if you're gonna watch 10 horror films in the space of 2 days, that's gonna do really terrible, silly things to your head as well. Call him, call the medic, call him, call the medic, oh, call him, call the medic, call him, call the medic, oh, call him, call the medic, call him. Call the medic, oh, call him. Call the medic, call him. Jump to the couch and start to sing. I'm not feeling great, and I brought it up, oh, much too late. So I'll just sit and wait. I'll sit and hyperventilate. And it's hard when it's about you, 'cause I've got complex feelings too, and it's hard to get them through to you. Yes, it's hard to express them to you. And now the doctor said, some this cannot wait. You're really gotta operate, and it's critical that you tell there really something wrong with you? So while I'd love to sit and conversate, the nurse said it's bad for my mental state. I got nuts and bolts and metal plates and this brain-dead brain to resuscitate. So wrap me up and spin me round, tie me up and sell me to the butchers downtown. I got nothing left in my hollow head. No thoughts, no thanks, just pain and dread. I said, wrap me up and spin me round, and tie me up and let me sink to the bottom of the ground. And don't let my body go to waste and play the local scene through an light intense.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. You're listening to Girl and Girl live here on KEXP.
All right. Moving on to play Hello.
But you're obviously not there, and I know you're all too familiar with my little personal house, so you probably won't care. But I've been talking with my body, and we think there has been a problem. the only thoughts and thoughts are left. Oh, only thoughts of pain and dread. Well, hello. And thanks so much for calling the Wesley Emergency Hall. We're so glad you're there. And for those returning customers, we'll soon be taking your calls. 'Cause we really care. Mr. James, we're glad you called. These thoughts you had are bad and all no more than normal. Less than awful, now bugger off. And thank you for your... Oh, hello. I got your call, and I guess I could try a more positive Kai, so hello. Hello, no more. Well, I guess you could call it goodbye, 'cause I've been working on myself. Good luck, good fortune, and good health, and all those doctors say goodbye. Things get darkest late at night. Now I had thoughts where I do well. God, those thoughts are worse than hell. No pain, no torture, no brain slaughter. I'd be better off if I never called. So long, farewell, Vita saying goodnight. So long, farewell, Vita saying goodnight. And adieu, adieu to you and you and you. Adieu, adieu to you. Oh, so long, farewell, Vita saying goodnight. So long, farewell, Vita saying goodnight. And adieu, adieu to you and you and you. Adieu, adieu to you. Oh, so long, farewell, Vita saying goodnight. So long, farewell, Vita saying goodnight. And adieu, adieu to you and you and you. Adieu, adieu to you. Oh, so long, farewell, Vita saying goodnight. So long, farewell, Vita saying goodnight. And adieu, adieu to you and you and you. Adieu, adieu to you and you. Thanks.
I was up really late last night
Oh, yeah?
because I was trying to think of a word that encompasses the population of Seattle.
Oh. Do you have something for us?
I got something.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited.
Maybe this has already been done, but I came up with Seattleites.
No, I've never heard that.
Really?
Ever. Yeah.
Great, you can have it. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you for sharing.
I was up very late thinking about that.
You're listening to Girl and Girl live on KEXP.
Every street in town, it's so easy. Believe me, I know the tone of every single sound, and let it sink in. You're sinking, I hold your own. When everyone's around until they're leaving, they are leaving. And hold on for so long. Leave her, don't leave her. I know a song for no one. Oh, leave her. song for no one. Leave her, don't leave her. And all those times you tried, all those little lies. Oh, leave her, oh, leave her. Now the perfect sound is bringing her back down. Oh, leave her, she did not leave you.
Okay, this is Strangers. This is the final track. That I would never know, but now I know. Like 6 feet on the ground, and you choked on what if you didn't hope, and I groped, reached up for that hope, and now it's gone. Oh, and it's nowhere to be found. I will go out with strangers. Okay, I will go out with strangers. Fantastic. I will go out with strangers. Pretty great. I will go out with strangers. And oh, I'm bored. I wish I'd never come. My soul to accord. Waiting to be strong, and now it's strong. I'll never see my friends again. And your boat no longer afloat. And I poked, and it's sunk. All you silly buggers, you're gonna drown. Go out with strangers, okay. I will go out with strangers, cool. I will go out with strangers. I will go out with strangers.
my gosh. That was fantastic. You all rock so hard. You're listening to Girl and Girl live on KEXP. Wow. That was the last song, right?
That was the last song,
That was
yeah.
the last song, that's it. Awesome. All the tracks that you just heard were off of Girl and Girl's fantastic debut record. It is called Call a Doctor. And I heard that this album was largely recorded over the span of just like 2 weeks, which is insanely impressive. What or how did setting this limit or having this time constraint affect your creative process? Like, have you ever done something like that before?
Yeah, 2 weeks felt like a long time before we went into it. The last two EPs, you know, I think the one before was like 6 track, and we did that in 2 days. You know, we just go in and live track it and then leave. But then when the guys were like, "Oh, we'll have 2 weeks," I was like, "It's gonna be a holiday, great," and it wasn't at all.
Not at all?
No. I worked really hard.
Well, it definitely comes through, and your presence while you're performing is just insane. I mean, you can hear it on the recordings too, all of the energy and intensity that was put into these records. So really great job.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I also heard that some of the songs on Call a Doctor are older recordings that you reworked with some newer lyrics. Can you talk about what your songwriting process looked like during those 2 weeks and reworking songs, stuff like that?
Yeah, so kind of, it's kind of like once Call a Doctor came together, which is like that, well, it's kind of like intro and Call a Doctor, they're pretty much the same thing. And once that came together, the theme was in place, so then I could pull out a bunch of other tracks that didn't have lyrics and kind of weave that theme from that original track through the whole record, you know? Mm-hmm. So that was kind of the thing. There's no real sort of method, though, to my writing, you know?
Yeah.
It's just kind of when I feel it, I do it and kind of wait until I feel it, which sometimes can be a very long time and can be a bit stressful when you're supposed to write a record. But it worked.
Yeah, it absolutely did. And, you know, the first song that I ever heard of yours was Garden Song, which was released back in 2022.
Oh, wow.
And I was instantly hooked by this band's, all of your, like, earnest lyric writing and also these exuberant melodies. I mean, you can't help but dance around to so many of your songs. I couldn't keep still during this in studio. And I could hear so many different influences of bands that I love in your music while still feeling captivated by the unique way that you compose and perform your songs. When you're thinking back about your first release from way back in 2019 to this record now, how do you feel like you've grown as an artist and together as a band?
Yeah, it's it's interesting. Like our first couple of recordings are just like god awful. I think the second one we kind of deleted.
Yeah, going for
looking back on it. But, you know, everyone's got to start. And I also think my kind of level of guitar playing as well, I kind of like kept that level, but I don't know, we kind of just, I'm talking myself in a hole, we kind of just like, I'm waving my hands in a circle. That's the end of my sentence.
Wonderful. That's all I needed from you. That was the perfect answer. And I know that you've talked also in interviews about how this album is really focused around mental health and how you deal with stress. And this is your first full-length release on Sub Pop. Congratulations, by the way. And you just finished up your first leg of the tour with Royal Otis. And just there are so many big and exciting things happening with this band. How are you making sure to center your own mental health while balancing the growing popularity of Girl and Girl?
Well, the record was a huge part of that for me. It was so cathartic, and I feel like sort of unknowingly I moved through so much writing that record. I kind of didn't realize at the moment how honest I was being, because I cover it up with a lot of the theatrics and all that sort of stuff, and I think that helps me to be more honest. And then a few months later, I'm reflecting and listening back and like, oh my God, like I was in a pretty dark space. Like if you read the lyrics, it's without the music, it's pretty intense stuff. So that was kind of that's been one of my really big ones. And then the last few months, I've just been putting quite a bit of effort into sort of self-preservation and really working hard to enjoy myself on the road. That's not something I've been able to do before. Apart from this tour, this is my first time actually living day to day and seeing things and enjoying things and, you know, feeling like I'm much more present, you know.
I'm so glad. That's really important. I'm glad that you're taking care of yourself on tour.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you all for coming by here. This was such a joy to have you live in the studio. Once again, all the tracks that you heard today were off of Girl and Girl's debut album. It's called Call a Doctor. It is out now on Sub Pop Records, so go listen to it wherever you listen to music. And yeah, thanks. I hope that y'all will come back soon and share more new music with us.
We would love to.
This was such a joy. I also want to say thank you to Mira, the Midday Show producer, for helping out with my prep for this session, our video team, our audio engineers, and everyone here at KEXP that makes sessions like this possible, and that includes you, our huge KEXP community who supports live on KEXP sessions and ensures that we can keep them available for free to folks all around the world. If you want to power the music and performances that you love, you can do so by making a donation and becoming an amplifier at kexp.org. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can watch more live on KEXP sessions just like this, because as all the listeners that are listening live, they will want to watch this session coming from me. Again, thank you all so much. This has been Girl and Girl live on KEXP.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.